Hello friends, I'm Rob, this is Digital Wastrel, and in this video I'm going to be turning one of these into one of these. Welcome to the video. I got a kit bash for you today, and I'm going to be turning this Black Templars Castellan into an Iron Hands Techmarine. Because I own a Black Templars Castellan and I play Iron Hands, and I needed a Techmarine. That's it, let's see how we go. So the base model that I'm going to be using is this Black Templars Castellan. I really love the model. It's, yeah, you've seen it before, it's really cool. It's very Black Templars-y, but I think my theory is that I can make this look less Black Templars-y and more old school Iron Hands-y. So we'll see how accurate I am with that. So if we have a look at the sprue. Yeah, so the body, I'm going to cut off the shoulder pads and stuff. We got lots of cool cables coming out. The torso in the painted version is painted up to look like a tabard, but I don't think there's anything specifically showing that the top torso part is actually tabardy. So I think I can paint the top torso bit as armor. I can get rid of this cross here, not too bad. And then we got a loincloth, which is fine. Nice, chunky, old school armor legs, which I like a lot. Yeah, same for the back. Nothing specifically Black Templars-y there. Get rid of the shoulder pads, new arms, new head. Hopefully it will look nice and Iron Handsy. And I'm going to be combining that base kit with this, still in the box, Engine Seer. Yeah, so obviously we've got the nice Omnicyan axe here and a nice arm and backpack, so I think I can basically use most of these as some Techmarine parts. The other parts that I found that might be useful for the conversion are, yeah, we've got a pointy hand, pointy bionic hand from the Iron Hands upgrade kit, and I've also found this. This has been in my bits box for ages. I'm not 100% sure where it came from. I think this is maybe the old Firstborn command squad. I think this is maybe like a standard bearer arm from that old kit, but it's a bionic arm holding a stick. So I think I can probably turn this into the axe, and you know, 2 bionic arms. I think obviously that's very Iron Handsy, very Techmarine-y, so I think that's probably what I'm going to go for. I've also got this, I mean this is just a cut up arm that I've got, that's not important, but I've also got this grav pistol, which again comes from Firstborn kit. I think this is maybe from Sternguard or Tactical Squad, towards the end of the Firstborn life cycle. Grav weapons were everywhere, so you had grav pistols and stuff. Obviously, if I'm going to use this arm for the axe, then you know I'm going to have to do something about the pistol grip on this arm. Maybe I can really cut the hand off and maybe have a different arm pointing towards it. And then we've got a couple of shoulder pads. Yeah, we got a couple of shoulder pads. This is just an Iron Hands one from the upgrade kit. Nothing special. And this has also been in my bits box for a while. I think this is from one of the old vehicle sprues. This is like the crew from Stormraven or something like that. Yeah, very appropriate for a Techmarine. And then for the head, so this guy is a Techmarine that I kit bashed ages and ages ago. He's a bit sloppy. He's had about 2 or 3 different coats of paint. Various paint schemes have gone over the top of him, so his details are a bit washed out. Yeah, this guy I made to be the crew for my Thunderfire cannon back in the day. And obviously Thunderfire cannon's not around anymore, so I think I'm going to repurpose him. If you're curious about this particular conversion, the legs are from the old Sternguard. Torso, I think, was from crew from a Stormraven, and the head I think is also crew from a Stormraven, and then various other pieces. The backpack servo arm things are like made from a harness from the drop pod. It's not so good. I can do a better job now, but I'm gonna salvage this head. I think this is a nice plastic Techmarine head. You can see the paint has gone on pretty thickly and it's in multiple layers, so I'm going to have to try and clean some of the paint off before I remove the head, but hopefully I can use that in a new conversion. So I'm not going to show myself scraping mold lines and messing around with plastic cement. I'm going to do a first draft and put some pieces together, and then I'll come back and show you where I'm at. See you soon. And we're back with the first draft of the Kitbash. Everything is just blue tacked together so far. Nothing is really glued together. As a starting point, I just clipped out some of the pieces. I scraped off the Black Templar cross, which was on his belly plate, chest plate, whatever you want to call it. And I debated with myself about what to put here. I did consider putting some rivets or studs there, which might have looked quite cool. I did have a few like little plastic studs that I could have used, but I thought getting them to look good and getting them in the right position probably would have been kind of a pain in the ass. Maybe that's lazy and I should have tried it, but in the end I went with this little handle, which is from a little bit from one of the Adeptus Mechanicus kits. I think it keeps the kind of basic vision of his body while also making it look a little bit more techy. I suppose he can clip like some tools or something to that. Looks vaguely useful. I also have this little piece here, which is again from one of the Adeptus Mechanicus Cataphrone kits. I did consider putting this over his like belly piece or something like that. Doesn't really fit that well. I thought I could maybe put some more wires or something going over it. But in the end, I decided the reason that I've chosen this body and this model as a base to work with is that I like the general sculpt of it. I like the chunky body. I like all of the pipes. I like the big legs. So covering up most of it with bits feels like it would be, if I'm going to cover up bits with extra armor plates and stuff, I may as well have just started with a basic intercessor body. So I decided to try and keep as much of the basic body together as possible. He had a little Terminator Honors thing hanging down his loincloth, so I filed that down a little bit, and I've given him a I don't know, Geiger counter widget thingy from the Iron Hands upgrade pack, and the head is just a placeholder. The Techmarine head that I'm going to use is currently being paint stripped, so that's just there to give you an idea about how he looks. And we've got this arm here, which is going to be turned into an axe. And then, yeah, so this model originally is based on some John Blanche artwork and is very, very hyper stylized in terms of anatomy, especially the shoulder pads. And I suppose if you're a Space Marine, shoulder pads count as part of your anatomy. So cutting away the arms and the shoulder pads leaves quite a bit of torso open. So there's actually enough room for like multiple arms. And I thought that would be a good way to like change the silhouette and make him look a lot less Black Templar martially, is by giving him a whole bunch of arms as, Techmarine. Each one of these arms is actually a bionic arm. You can see this one here is from, again, Adeptus Mechanicus kit of some description. I cut off the pistol and put on a grav pistol, which is from the old tactical squad kit, I think. It was pointed out to me by pretty much everybody I've shown this to that with the 3 arms, especially like the 2 weedy arms here, he does look a lot like a Genestealer cult type figure, which, isn't a bad thing. I like Genestealer cultists, but it's not really the vibe I'm going for. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe move this arm a little bit and try and fit in another arm here. So hopefully if he's got 4 arms coming off of him, he'll be slightly less Genestealer-y in his vibes. And then I've also found this piece, which is, again, this is another... all these pieces I think are from the Cataphrone Destroyer kits. So this is going to go on his backpack like this, and it's going to be turned into his Forge Bolter, the gun that Techmarines have. And obviously it's meant to go this way around. I'm going to have it flipped this way around. I'll move the gun, maybe cut here and flip this around, make it look a bit more like a bolt weapon and a bit less like a I don't know what this is, like a Adeptus Mechanicus stubber. I don't know what it is. So yeah, next thing we can do is we're going to work on the backpack and add an extra arm here. And yeah, I'll be back when I've done a bit more work. And we're back after the next stage of kit bashing. I have moved on from the original mock-up and I've started actually gluing pieces together. The head is still just tacked on. Again, same as last time, I haven't actually finished stripping the head that I'm going to use, so I'm just using a basic helmet just to get an idea of it. I liked the positioning of these two arms. They've been glued in place. I also decided the best way to move away from the Genes to the Cult 3-armed image was to put an extra arm on this side. So I found this Necron arm, which I've attached here, so it's roughly the same positioning as this, but on the other side of the torso, make it look a little bit uniform. And then I've got this little arm from an Adeptus Mechanicus fella. So I think this is going to go attached on here. I might trim it down. Haven't quite decided how this is going to fit on yet, but yeah, he's going to have some kind of pinchy, grabby arm coming in from here. And then we've also got the other arm, the other main arm. So this was originally the banner pole, which I showed earlier in the video, and I've taken the head and the pommel from the Tech Priest Engine Seer kit, and yeah, I just cut them off and attached them to this. So we've got a nice Marine Omnissiah axe. So this is going to go on here, something like this. So yeah, he's going to be a nice 4-armed Techmarine. So I'm quite happy with that, how it's looking. The 4 arms definitely make him stand out from everyone else. Hopefully he's looking fairly different from the original Black Templar Marshal, while still keeping the really cool kind of body and design which attracted me to use the model in the first place. In my mind, it's a pretty good change. You may look at this model and still think, oh, that's obviously Black Templar, and that's fair, but you know, I'm happy with it and it's my conversion, so that's the main thing that I'm worried about. So obviously there's a big old hole here, and there's a bunch of kind of stuff here, so I'm going to green stuff all around here, and then I'm going to fill in some of the details with pulling some cables. I might have a go at sculpting like some more rib, you know, kind of joint ribbing under here, something like that. Make this look a little bit better, but he's coming along really nicely. And then the other thing that I've been working on is the backpack. So the basic backpack is this Grey Knight, one of the Grey Knight teleport kits, I think. I chose this one instead of a plain backpack because it's got this weird thingy and then a whole bunch of wires and stuff going over. So I thought this was maybe quite a nice base one. So I've taken the arm again from the engine seat and I've put that on there, and then on this side is going to be where the forge bolter is going to go. So this is my work on the forge bolter. This is the arm that I showed earlier, again Adeptus Mechanicus stubber of some description. So I took the ammo box and I cut it and I flipped it around because the arm was originally like this or something like that. So yeah, I flipped around and I cut the stub barrel and I added a bolter on that. I'm not amazing at getting things all lined up. I don't know if that's super straight, but I think it's good enough for me. Oh, that looks pretty wonky from that angle, but I think once it's all attached on, it'll look pretty good. So yeah, this is going to attach on here. Then we'll have the forge bolter over one shoulder and then the servo claw over the other. I'm probably going to add in a few more wires and stuff, make this a bit more techy. And the only other thing to note is that I found another shoulder pad in my bits box somewhere. So originally I was planning on using this one, which has got the Adeptus Mechanicus symbol. And it's got these square little corners, which is very, you know, very Techmarine-y. But I found this one, which has got the same design, but it's got this, these little kind of gubbinsy bits coming out here. I think they're both probably from the same. I think they're both from the pilot from the old Firstborn vehicles, the Storm Raven or something like that. So this one doesn't have the symbol on it, but I think I like these bits more than the big symbol, so I think I'm going to use this one. Anyway, next step is going to be finish assembling, add the head, and finish green stuffing everything, and then it's going to be on to the painting. So we'll see where we get to next. And we're back with the final build. So he's all put together, and I'm pretty happy with how he's come out. I debated over what head to go with for a while. I found a few alternate heads and tried them all out and gave it a lot more thought than I probably should have done. And in the end, I decided to go with the classic Techmarine style helmet, which was because he's a Techmarine. I'm going to use him as a Techmarine, and the main body is not a Techmarine, so I figure I should amp up the Techmarine elements of him as much as possible. The backpack has gone on quite nicely. The arms are a little bit wonky, but I figure they move around a lot and they spin, and you know, they can move around during combat and snip and shoot and stuff. I trimmed down the end of this arm a little bit to give him just some kind of little grabby thing or a taser thingy, something like that. And yeah, the other main thing that I did was I added all of these tentacles. Well, they're not tentacles, they're cables. So I've been getting a little bit overly excited about the Green Stuff World cable maker tool recently. It's just really easy to use, and everything looks really kind of cool with a bunch of cables coming out of it. That's totally my jam, and I've been using it perhaps overly much to cover up any kind of weird gap or things that don't quite fit. So the big gap between the arms here, I put a cable there, and this arm, maybe I've gone a bit too heavy on the cable, like maybe it's obscuring the arm a little bit, but I've got a big one there. And I put a whole bunch coming out of the backpack and just kind of going around the back. So hopefully that's not too many, but it should make him look a little bit more techy. And yeah, he's now ready for paint. So we'll be back shortly with the finished, fully painted model. Ooh. That's the end of the video. Did you like how he turned out? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with all my friends that I showed this model to? Most of them said he looks really fat, he's got like a big chest. I got this comment as well, which I thought was harsh but accurate. Thanks for watching. Do the like and the subscribe and all that kind of stuff, and see you next time. Bye!